At its core, trauma isn't simply about what happened to you. Trauma is often about what happened inside of you as a result. Many trauma survivors grew up in environments where their thoughts, emotions, needs, perceptions, or boundaries were repeatedly dismissed, minimized, punished, or ignored. Maybe you were told, "You're too sensitive. That didn't happen. You're overreacting. Stop being dramatic. Good children don't question authority." Over time, these messages create a painful lesson. What I feel cannot be trusted. When this happens repeatedly, the nervous system learns to look outside itself for safety. Instead of asking, "What do I think?" you begin asking, "What will make everyone else happy? What do they want me to do? What am I supposed to think?" This isn't weakness, it's adaptation. It was your nervous system's way of surviving an environment where authenticity felt unsafe. Many survivors become experts at reading other people. They can sense tension before anyone says a word. They can anticipate moods. They can predict conflict. They can identify what everyone else needs. But when asked, what do they need? They're often not sure. Why? Because trauma frequently trains us to abandon ourselves in order to preserve connection. When relationships feel unpredictable, children often learn, if I can just be what everyone else needs, maybe I'll be safe. This pattern can continue well into adulthood. You may find yourself over-explaining your decisions, seeking excessive reassurance, difficulty setting boundaries, feeling guilty for having needs, staying in unhealthy relationships longer than you should, constantly questioning yourself. The problem isn't that you don't have the wisdom. The problem is that you've learned not to listen to it. We also see this frequently in people who have experienced high control family systems, religious systems, relationships, workplaces, or communities. These environments trust In these environments, trust is often redirected away from the self and toward external authority. The message becomes, trust us, trust the system, trust the leader, trust the relationship, but not trust your own experience. Over time, people may become disconnected from their intuition, discernment, and personal agency. Then, when they leave those systems or begin questioning them, they often experience intense anxiety. Not because they're incapable of making decisions, but because they've spent years outsourcing their inner authority. At Sovereignty Counseling Services, we often talk about healing as a process of returning to yourself, not becoming someone new, returning to the wisdom that was always there. The good news is that self-trust can be rebuilt, and it usually starts much smaller than people expect. Many people think rebuilding self-trust means huge life decisions. Actually, it's often in the small, tiny moments. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What do I need right now? What feels true for me? What boundary would honor me in this moment? Then practice listening. Not perfectly, just consistently. Another important step is recognizing that self-trust is not the same as always being right. Many survivors believe, if I trusted myself and make a mistake, that means I can't trust myself. But healthy self-trust sounds more like, even if I make a mistake, I trust myself to learn, adapt, and recover. Self-trust is not perfection. It's confidence in your ability to navigate life. Healing also involves learning to tolerate the discomfort that comes when you stop seeking constant external validation. At first, that can feel scary, but over time, you begin discovering something powerful. You can listen to yourself. You can honor yourself. You can trust yourself. If trauma taught you to doubt yourself, healing can teach you to come home to yourself. Your emotions are not the enemy. Your needs are not the problem. Your intuition is not broken. You may simply be reconnecting with parts of yourself that had to go quiet in order to survive. And that journey, rebuilding trust in yourself, is one of the most important parts of trauma recovery. Thank you for joining me today. If this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And remember, healing isn't about becoming someone else. It's about reclaiming authority that has always belonged to you.